And this lesson, I will show you how to install the required tools for running your mobile applications on for Flutter or Android, so on. So let's start by first tool. It's called Git. So you go right Git, download, go to this website, download, then you start download. I'm using Windows 10, so 64-bit. So I will choose this one and I will download it here. So Git is a tool, is a free tool, distributed version control system. It allows you to share your code with other team members. Team members, like if you have 10, you work in a project and you have 10 developers, you can share your code with them. You publish it and they download it and so on. Let's check second one. Let's install it first. Okay. Yes. Next. Okay. Let it go. Second one, it's called Visual Studio Code or VS Code. VS Code is from Microsoft. Here, if you call it, allow you. This is where we will write our code and we will run our code in this application. So it's like our environment, like kitchen for a woman. So let's download this Windows. Okay, it will download now. So I download it here. First I will finish Git install. Let's install Visual Studio Code. Accept, next. Okay, next. Let's download also Android Studio. You're right here, Android Studio, download. Android Studio is a software to run Android application. So finish. Do we need to launch? I will. Yes, please launch it. Let's just continue here. So this is Visual Studio Code. It's similar to Android Studio, similar to Visual Studio Code, but it's specifically for Android application. So let's download it. Yes, dismiss. Okay, accept. I have read, download, done. So I have to download it here. So let's ask me. I like dark mode. You can choose light mode, depend on your light or dark. Okay, let's use light. Synchronize with other devices. Enable. It requires me to sign in Google. Oh no, GitHub. Sorry. One shortcut. Okay. So now, okay. So you can go to GitHub website. Make an account on GitHub, sign up and make an account. It allows you to share, to synchronize, to save your settings for Visual Studio Code. We will need it for making, for publishing websites. So if I go to my account, I find my code there. One shortcut, I need this one. Control-Shift-P. Okay, reach support for oil and garbage. Okay. Open your code or start running. So I choose this one. Then this one, it requires me to have a GitHub application, GitHub account. Sorry. Next, redefine your anything still. No need for this one. Let's go next. So split editor done. Okay. So now it's ready. Let's go to next one. We downloaded Android Studio. Let's open it. Extracting, loading. Yes. Next. I'm sure I will use this one and this one. Next. 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 And last thing, we will need to download Flutter. Flutter download. Let's go to Flutter installation. Get started install, session install, use Windows. It will let us download it one. Then we will need to extract and put it in a folder where we need it. So let's check Android Studio. Next. Okay, here we can also download Dart plugin. So go to extension. This is extension. It's like extra feature allow us to make a specific operation. So let's install Dart language support for Visual Studio Code, and of course Flutter. Okay, when I write it, it will search, and we need to download Flutter support. So now it's installing. Let's filter by installed. Sort by installation down, average, most recent average. Okay. Okay. Still installing. Let's check Android Visual Studio. Next. Should I start? Okay, here's now Visual Studio Flutter extension for Visual Studio, Flutter support for Visual Studio. We install it, and Dart also installed. So let's go next. Start Android Studio. For now, I will close Visual Studio Code. Okay. Go to Bar Settings. We'll open Android Studio and download extra files. Checking checks for any don't send. Next, customize. Next, dark or light. I will choose light for now. You can change it in settings. Android SDK, mark this on. So everything is out here. Visual Studio, visual. Next, we'll install about 2 GB. Next, we'll install all these. Accept. Just one, click accept. Finish. Now it will start downloading all these files. For now, let's go to check Flutter installation. I downloaded Flutter SDK stable, and I will extract it somewhere. Let me check it first. I will open Flutter design folder. Here, I will open it. I need to extract it, so I will right click and I will extract. I use 7-zip for extracting. I will extract it here. So now I have Flutter in C folder. Now it's extracting while Android Studio is still downloading files. Now let's continue. Okay, so let's try here git command. You can search in terminal. You can write terminal or command prompt and open this one. is like accessing to device to your device from a console way. So you can here write commands, for example git. So now I have git command. So let's clear save as. Okay, save as. So let's write git dash version dash version, sorry. So now I have git application version 2.3.9.9 blah blah blah. So command prompt is an interface here to enter commands for those like the git we have installed. You can write Flutter later to make an action from this command prompt. We will need it sometime, but for now we don't. I just check git tool. Let's write Flutter. So it tells me Flutter is not recognized as internal or external command. So we need to allow command prompt. We need to be recognized by this tool. We need first to follow the steps after we extracted it. Here it's extracted. So this is our Flutter console for this one. How to enable it? First you go where Flutter Dart. Let's try this one. It will, okay. Sorry, where Flutter. Where Dart. It cannot find it. So let's go to path. Let's try to add it to the path. Path is where you can access all applications, all DOS or commands application. So tell me to search, to copy this one, and tell me to search here. So I will paste it here. It gives me this one in the control panel. And it told me to go to user variables here, and it told me to go to path, edit path, and add a new location. Tell me to write the location of my folder. So here, if I go to this folder, I will copy the path, and where I use here, I will write the new path for Flutter. Okay, I need also to try it. Okay. Let's write Flutter again. Okay, I need to close this one and open it again. Flutter. Okay, let me check what is wrong here. Okay, let me check what I did wrong. When I added Flutter, I should add /bin. Okay, yeah. Why Flutter /bin? Because if you go here to bin folder, you will find Flutter application, Flutter application which Flutter commands and it run by this file, and here Dart also. So if I go here, I write Flutter, Let me close it first and open it again. Flutter, now it's working. See here, it works. And if I write CLS clear, and if I write Dart, also it recognizes it. I need to disable analytics. Okay. Now to download all Flutter extra tools, I will write Flutter pre-cache, and I will press enter. So nothing there to download. Let me try Flutter Doctor. Flutter Doctor, it tests all Flutter installation, and it checks if anything is missing. So it tells me this is Flutter stable version 3.10. Tell me Android Studio is not installed. That's why I am installing Android Studio. Tells me I can run on Chrome. Tell me Visual Studio developed for Windows. Tell me Visual Studio is not installed. Visual Studio developed for Windows. With desktop, please install desktop, C++ for Android Studio, it's installed. Visual Studio Code is installed. Connected 3 available devices. HTTP was installed. So I installed Visual Studio Code, which I installed earlier, and I installed Android Studio, but it's still downloading extra files. But Visual Studio it's a different application. You need it if you want to make application for Windows, but we don't want it right now. And Android toolchain, it will be installed after finishing downloading components. So now we are ready. Let me try detail Flutter Doctor -v. So checks it give me a full detail about the tools and what is missing. So everything almost ready except Android missing components, and Visual Studio, it's for desktop application for Windows. I don't need it for now. Can we try Flutter now? Let's go and try Flutter. Let's open Visual Studio Code. It gives me an option. It tells me to use Control-Shift-P. Control-Shift-P. It opens this tool, or I think I can run it from here also. Open space folder. Okay, I don't know how to run it from here. Yeah, run build task control. No, not that one. Okay, let's just remember it. Control-Shift-P and write Flutter. It tells me Flutter new project. I will choose it. Tell me application, module, package, blanket, skeleton. I will use application for now. Tell me where I want to save my project. I can go to C. It's not recommended to make a project in C, but for now I will make it here. I will call it my my projects, and I select this folder. Tell me what is the name of my project. Let's call it timer underscore let's call it timer underscore super. So when you make a name for your project, it should be small case. If you want 2 words, you add underscore between them. So enter. I want to trust this folder. It's not harmful for my device. Yes. Now it will make Flutter command Flutter create dash dash template override run blah blah. So I can run the same command. So for example, I can go to cd, go up, folder up, and ls. I will list on cd my projects. I will go to cd. When I use cd dash dot dot, it will go up in the path. If I want to go down, I will write the folder which I want to go for. Okay, so here I can run Flutter create and the project I want blah 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 blah. So it's better to use, instead of using a command prompt or terminal, it's better to use application. So when I created Flutter project, it created this project. Would you like to recommend this code settings for Flutter? Yes. So I tell that use Dart. I use Visual Studio Code for Dart and Flutter. Okay. Now let's try to run that application. I will go here, create a launch JSON file. It created a launch configuration. So when I run application, it will use this configuration to run my project. So I will use the normal flow, this one, and I want to run for here I choose which platform I want, which device I want to run on. So I will use Chrome. Okay. So I have here Edge browser, Chrome, or Windows desktop. When we finish installing Android Studio, it will give us also Android emulator here. So I will use Chrome. I will run. My project is launching. Please remove this extra commenting. Don't bother yourself to understand it code for now. I will explain it later. For now, just we test our tools. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so it's a shorter tool. Okay, so when we run now, it's running. It opened a new Chrome window. We'll try to run the application. Okay, wait, it's loading. Yeah, this is our first Flutter application run by Visual Studio Code, increment, and we can go edge to hit this edge. Instead of maximize it, let's make it a small one. Okay, 1 second. Here I will make it like that. When you run application, it's better to make it like that, side by side. Okay, now when you change anything, let's change the color from this color, from blue to red. And let's run it again. Now red. Let's make it teal. Let's change the color. Here also we can select from this one when it will pop up automatically because we installed Dart and Flutter extension from here, as you remembered. Here let's reduce the level of teal. Let's use shade 300. Okay, it doesn't accept it. It gives me an error. You go to problem section. The argument type color cannot be assigned to the argument material color. Okay, no problem. Let's use green and fresh. Now it's green and so on. So here you can refresh. In Android, iOS or iPhone or desktop application, you don't need to refresh. It will auto refresh directly. Only this happens for Flutter web. And when we publish our application, we will get a URL button. It will not be localhost like this one. So let's try to change this text. Let's write I am happy. And let's change the style. Text style. Let's use font size. Font size 50. And put a comma here. Let's try again. Here I am happy. This one. Let's copy the same style and put it for this text. And use color. Use the colors dot blue. Oh, sorry, it doesn't work. I need to remove one comma. Okay. So now it's blue. So Flutter works on desktop, mobile, web, and so on. And you can test resizing, so on. It works fine for now. Let's go back to Android Studio. It's still downloading. I will pause until it finishes downloading our files. Let's check Android Studio. Now everything, all components is installed. Let's finish. It will run. I will check plugins here. I will also, same like what I did in Visual Studio Code, I will install Dart support and I will search for Flutter. I will install Flutter support. Yes. Check what is installed here. Okay, Flutter is being installed. Dart. Okay. It will install again. Okay, now I can make a Dart project. Let's check here. Plugins, so Dart is installed and Flutter. Projects, I can make a new action, new Flutter project. So what I did, I can use Visual Studio Code or I can use Android Studio. When I make a new project, tell me which project is it, Android or Flutter or Dart. It asks me where is Dart path. My Flutter is here in bin. I'll use C Flutter bin. Okay, same for Dart, C Flutter bin. Next, tell me Flutter SDK is not found in this location. Maybe I don't need slash bin, just slash Flutter. And here I will make the same here. So we ticked version 3.3. So let me see Flutter. Okay. Next, tell me what is the project name. Let's call it timer. Super. And it will be here in Studio Projects. I can change the location of my project. I put my project here. It's not recommended to put your project in C folder. It's better to choose a different location. Let's call it 2. I will use Kotlin, Swift, which platform I want support. Windows, web, I will use Mac. I will remove desktop, Mac and Linux. I will keep Windows and web and iOS and Android. Finish. Here it tells me I can't use capital case or space. So I will remove capital case. I will use G and instead space underscore, and I will keep super 2. Finish. Now it will create a Flutter version. Let's go back to terminal, command prompt, and let's run Flutter doctor. Let's see what will happen. Flutter doctor, enter. Let's see, it will check Flutter installation. Okay, it tells me Android Studio. I need to add a path to SDK manager. Run path SDK manager install command manual. Okay, I will go to this link. Okay. Let me go to the executable link command line. Tell me how to install. Okay. So tell me to be commenting environment for. So I need to write I need to copy Android home. I need to go in environment settings, environment, and it tells me to add a new environment setting called new variable called Android home, and I need to add the path for Android Studio. And tell me this is the path for my Android. So if I go here, I go to properties. It will give me the location and app data. So if I go to C, user, Omega, app data, local, app data, local, Android is the key. So here the location, when I install everything, it will go to my user. Local Android SDK. So here is my SDK. tell me to add it, so I will write OK. So my Android installation, it tell me I need to add this variable so it can recognize where is my Android SDK. Now I click OK. Okay. I try again. Flutter Doctor. Okay, I added Android Home. By the way, you can find also the path for SDK from here. You go to SDK Manager, that icon. You go to SDK. It will find Android SDK location. It's here. So you can copy that one and make a variable for your environment and for Windows to call it Android_home. So I will go here. I need to install Android SDK command line tools, also CMake, and this one I maybe need it. Also license, library is also needed. Play service, USB, this USB driver, so you can connect your phone to Android Studio. So you can run on your own Android phone. I'll use this one. Next, okay. So command line tools, this is required, and license library. And I will install all these tools also. Okay. Let's start installing. So I'm downloading the following, or services and tools. It's almost finished. Okay, next. Okay, finish. Sounds good. Okay. So let's try again Flutter Doctor. So first time here I'm missing Android, so I can't run on Android. Let's try again Flutter Doctor. Now it checks the tool which I installed right now. Also I need, okay, let me wait. Okay, so everything is working except I need to install license. Tell me to run this command, Flutter Doctor Android license. I need to accept Android license, so it will run. I will copy that command. I will run it. Do you accept license? I write Y, enter. Y, enter, Y, enter, Y, enter, Y, enter. Done. Okay, CLS, I will clear all this. Let's try Flutter Doctor again. Okay. So Flutter Doctor, I will test if all tools working fine, or my installation. So everything works fine, except I didn't install Visual Studio Code. Here Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio is an advanced tool for Windows development. I didn't install it, so it's okay. I don't need it for now. Let's make a new emulator. So here, device manager. Already I have a default emulator, but I can create more. It's like emulated Windows for Pixel. You can make a custom one for your whatever you want. Also, you can make a tablet, emulator for a tablet, or a TV, or a watch, and so on. This is my project. Okay, it didn't run for an issue. Let's exit this one. Mostly we will use Visual Studio Code. So now it's running on Flutter Web. Close this one. From here, I want Android emulator. So here, when I check when I tap on my devices here, it gives me all this list. I will use start pixel 3a API 3. If your device is slow, let me give you a trick. If you don't, my device is powerful, so let me check Android Studio again. Android Studio. Here is still emulator is still opening. Okay, if you have a slow laptop or desktop computer, allow, okay, allow, okay. You can create here from device manager. You go to device manager, then okay, close, go to device manager and create phone, choose like Pixel 5, next. It show me different APIs I need to download. 26 Android, which is Android 8. It's better for your laptop if you don't have a powerful laptop. You can download it from here and install it, and then next, and so on. You can make your own emulator based on Android 8, which is much faster than this version. See, even my powerful device, API set 3 or Android 13 is slow. I don't need Android Studio anymore. Close it. Wait until this fully loading. Okay, it failed because my emulator didn't connect in 1 minute. So if your emulator take 1 minute, it will more than 1 minute, it will give you this error message. Let's close it and let's try to run again. Run. It will me which device you want to run. I will choose Pixel, but this time I will wait until it's fully loaded. I will stop recording for now. Okay. Now my emulator is almost opened. Check here which device I need to select. Still offline, still not connected. Okay. Now let's close this one. Click escape. And let's try again. So my emulator is working now. Okay, why is not so big? Let's try again and let's select this device. So it will not run for unknown reason, but it should run. Still finishing system. So I have to wait this one maybe. Okay, I closed Visual Studio Code and open it again. And now it can see my emulator. So see here, mobile, Pixel 3a mobile, choose it, and I can run. Now it will run on that emulator. One second again, my emulator. Still, now it's building Android project here. Let's maximize this one. Okay, so you can details is here. I can click here in this area to here to expand it. can make it bigger. Can click here again. Make it larger. Okay, now it's scale up. Can put it here aside, like that. I can expand my window. And now it's building. It will take a time, so I will pause. I'll pause until it finishes building. Okay, I fix the build. Let's run again. Sorry. Yeah, okay. Run. Wait run for my emulator.